Hello, NF. Oh my God, I'm here with this talented, well, not per se newcomer, but sort of like newcomer. You have been around for a while, actually.
Yeah.
You've done, you started making independent music and you just pushed through as far as I got. My first song that I heard from you was Paralyzed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I heard it over YouTube through a fan video. People have been making fan edits and stuff. How's, like, for you, was that all of a sudden?
So I don't really notice it that much. I mean, now the new thing for people to do is like reaction videos. Some of those are funny to watch, but also sometimes there's just so much like clickbait of people just trying to get people to watch it or whatever. So it's interesting, an interesting world, but.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What's been your, what has your, well, let's say like craziest or at least most interesting experience been with a fan or with a group of fans?
I think music's like one of the most powerful things ever. I'm there, but I'm not really there. I'm in my own head or whatever, but sometimes when I really look out and I like notice people in front of me looking at me and then see like the emotion that these songs that I've written, how it's like impacting them, or like seeing people cry, you know, while I feel emotional on stage or whatever, like that's a weird experience, but I would like also say it's a cool experience to see that like people you don't actually like I don't know that person's name, maybe I've never met them, but they feel the same way I do, so we can have like a connection in that moment. So I would say that's one of the like better experiences.
Yeah, definitely. Also with, you know, crowds and also fans being very, since your music is very powerful in its like message,
Yeah.
at least the most of the songs I heard were like, okay, this is, you know, with a deep like yelling, comes from a place where you can feel, okay, this is from someone's core, so it makes sense that it would translate. If you could collab with anyone in the industry that you could do a song together with, or is that something where you're like, no, I want to be by myself?
There's like some artists that I would, but I feel like some of the artists that I would are like me, and they don't really do many collabs, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, I just take that as it goes, and if I feel like something feels right or whatever, I'll do it, or the timing's right, or I just don't want to force something just to do it. I don't want to just do a song with someone because they're like a big artist.
Yeah.
I want to do it because it like sounds good or like it makes sense, you know?
The way that, you know, chart music has been evolving by now, like including talents like Billie Eilish, 21 Pilots, who have definitely a less lighthearted approach to their music. And now I'd kind of add you to that list. How do you feel about that, or do you have you noticed that as well?
But I'm trying to make, like, if you really dive into my music, it's more than just like hip hop or whatever. It's like a mixture of alternative. Then there's me singing on a piano, like doing a piano ballad type song. And then there's me rapping over like a cinematic movie trailer type song. And then there's like more of a traditional hip hop with my spin on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really feel any certain way about it. I think those artists are amazing, and I think I'm just glad to see people connecting with it. No, for some people it's just too depressing for them, and that's fine, but like my new album, The Search that came out, yeah, it's not like a happy album. I'm in this weird space where it was like, okay, I put out all these, at the time I'd put out 3 records already. My music's always been pretty emotional, pretty dark. That's the kind of music I like to listen to a lot of times, you know. And so going into writing this record, it was like, oh, I want to make something different. And so that was an inner struggle with me, because at the same time I was going through like the most depressing emotional time of my life. So it was very interesting coming into writing this record, because it was kind of messing with my mind, because I was like, oh, I want to make something different. I want to make something that's like encouraging or motivational for people, you know what I mean? And so I obviously couldn't, I felt like some of the songs I think are motivational for people, but it is another dark emotional style record where I feel like I mixed in some different pieces to it. But it's always hard for me when it comes to writing music. It's weird now because so many people are seeing what I'm writing, And so coming from a place where I've always just written what I feel, and I'm still doing that, but it's just I feel like I have to think about it so much more, even if I don't want to think about it, because millions of people are gonna, you know, if you took this piece of paper and I was like, hey, write your feelings on that piece of paper, and then I was like, hey, hold it up to show millions of people.
Yeah, scary.
Yeah, your brain automatically will start to be like, well, wait, did I say this right? Or is this right? Or is like, how's this come across? Or does it seem like this? And so the annoying thing for me on this record is just seeing some of the stuff that people just write that don't know me at all about the record being dark or depressing or whatever. It's like everyone can have their own opinion, and that's fine. But that's like real experiences that I'm experiencing in my life on that record. So it is kind of that's a new like vulnerable thing for me that on this album, where it's like I never really experienced like some of the things that people were saying. I've experienced people not liking my music, but when I feel like someone's like, there's a difference between saying you don't like something and going into like, I don't know. If you were writing an emotional thing.
Yeah, it's personal, and also it's art, it's subjective, like you can. Yeah.
So that's been a new experience for me, where I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that.
And it's been a great journey, so congratulations. And thank you so much for joining us in the hot couch seat.